Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Yay! All right, I already fed the pets, so hopefully they're going to behave themselves tonight. We'll see. But tonight is a big night. Big Brother is finally back. This week has been weird. With the zombie twists and everything, it's kind of stifled all the gameplay. So it's back tonight. Very exciting. Our house guests of the day are Teresa Rodriguez and Ryan. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it again. So thank you. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. And before we get started, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Mark, okay, I can't read this handwriting. Oh no, Mark Pirjalo, Wendy Will, Sean, Jack D65, Mary Ellen L, and Anita Starr. Thank you all so much for your super chats. We really, really appreciate them. All right, so we have some stuff to talk about. When we left off yesterday, we were still waiting to find out if Jared or Cameron will be returning to the game. It's been a long wait, and we're finally finding out tonight who's coming back. Cameron will decide tonight if he is going to play or let Jared play in the deciding competition, which will be happening live. I believe they do get to see what the comp is going to be before Cameron makes his decision. He was saying early in the week, like, I'm absolutely 100% playing. But now that he's finding out that he might get to see what it is, he's telling Jared, you know what? If I see this comp and I know there's like pretty much no way I'm going to be able to do it, I will let you play. So we'll see what happens there. But if the person who plays wins the competition, they go back into the game. The other person goes home. But if the person playing loses, the other person comes back into the game. So I'm excited to see it finally freaking play out tonight. And I mentioned yesterday that there was like a blip of the competition setup on the live feeds yesterday. But according to Hamster Watch, that is not part of the zombie competition. That's for something else. So I don't know what it is, but some dude was like lying in a grave and he didn't have a head. There were other heads like waiting to be matched up. So I don't know what that's all about, but apparently it's for something else. I saw when I was watching Survivor on Amazing Race last night, apparently this week's veto competition is going to be a movie tie-in to the new Exorcist movie. Blah. I don't like scary movies, but is there another scary week? Is this also scary week coming up? Is it back-to-back scary week? Because this past week wasn't that scary. It was slow and boring, but it wasn't that scary. So I don't know what the deal is there, but it's movie tie-in week coming up. So anyway, when we left off yesterday, we also saw that the Final Four alliance with Corey, America, Mimi, and Felicia is already out in the open, right? Because it is fake on Corey and America's part. They are just part of this alliance to make Mimi and Felicia feel better going into this next week. Well, while they're planning on putting Felicia and Mimi up on the block, right? For Corey, they would just be pawns. For America, she might be targeting Felicia, right? But they are pretending to be in this alliance. However, they have loose lips. We've seen it time and time again this season. They told Bowie about this alliance. America told Jag and Matt, and America made the mistake of telling Blue. When is America going to learn her lesson with Blue? There have been so many occasions now where America shares something with Blue, and Blue immediately turns around and spreads it around the whole house. And it comes back to bite America every time. Why would you keep doing that? But Blue, of course, spilled to Jared about it. Jared told Sari. And then Blue also told Mimi about it. Uh-oh. So we were waiting to see what Mimi would do with this information. And I still haven't seen her do anything with it. I haven't seen her tell Felicia about it. I would not be surprised if she is going to sit on this info until after they see who wins HOH, right? Because you don't need this information coming out. Say she does tell Felicia about it and Felicia like freaks out. You don't need that happening before you even know who's going to be the next HOH. Because what if Corey or America win? And then they're like, what the hell, Felicia and Mimi? What's going on? So I wouldn't be surprised if Mimi was just going to sit on this info. Yeah. So what's going on with the Corey, America, Matt, Jag, Blue saga, right? Because we've seen that group kind of split up throughout the week. Blue has been pushing to Matt and Jag that Corey has to be the next one to go. Not even Felicia next week, just jumping straight to Corey. And she's been telling them Corey is using us to do his dirty work. And he's been saying he wouldn't have made the move against Jared without you guys. He won HOH and put Jared up. What do you want? Usually people don't win the HOH and the veto in order to pull off their moves. You have to have other people working with you. But Matt was all about what Blue was saying, right? He is buying what she is selling, and he has said he's prepared to put Corey and America up on the block if he wins HOH. I'm not in sequester. I am house slash pet sitting for my sister. But that's fun. So anyway, Matt is he's prepared to put up Corey in America, and he was in turn working on Bowie, trying to turn Bowie against Corey in America as well. And it seemed to be working, right? We saw that Bowie lied to Corey and said, I haven't heard your name come up as a target, blah, blah, blah. And then she went and reported that convo back to Matt. So it seemed like Bowie was buying what Matt was selling. Now, if we look at Jag, he is a little more dedicated to Corey in America. He loves those two. And it seems like he still wants to work with them for now, even though some of his allies are now saying that they want Corey out next. Jag is like, is that really what we want to do? What about Felicia? And then America and Corey, they don't realize that Matt and Blue, possibly Jag, are considering turning on them already. They have their own issues, right? We saw they had their little tiff the other night about Corey saying he doesn't care if America and Cameron flirt. So America was not happy about that, right? She wants to feel wanted by Corey. So they talked it out. They're all good. Hair in my mouth. They talked it out and they're all good. But on a game level, they were also disagreeing on who should go next, right? Corey wants to immediately target whichever zombie comes back in because he has a good feeling Cameron and Jared, there's a good chance either of them would target him. So he wants whoever comes back to go out, right back out. But America feels differently. She thinks if Cameron comes back in, she'd like to keep him around for a bit, work with him, right? She feels like she's got a pretty good rapport with him. It's definitely a weird vibe. If Jared comes back in, America feels pretty good about just taking him out again. Yeah. So I'm sorry, this is really annoying. This is what happens when you're around a bunch of cats. We also saw that Corey, America, Jag, and Matt solidified their final four without Blue. I guess they're calling it Belgium. I still don't know the story behind that. I also don't know if this is actually going to be anything because there is a lot of strife within this group, right? Group. Did I say group? A lot of strife within this group. So who knows if it's going to last? I think a lot's going to depend on which zombie stays and who wins HOH. All right. So let's talk about some new stuff. Corey and Felicia were chatting in the comics bedroom yesterday, and they agree. Wow, I can't believe we're finally going to get a new HOH. Nominations are going to happen. They feel like it's been years since they've played normal Big Brother. I agree. And they feel like once they find out who is going to win HOH, everyone is going to start scrambling again, right? And jockeying for position. So Corey is trying to figure out who everybody would put up. And Felicia's wondering specifically, what would Cameron do? Who would he put up? And Corey's like, oh, well, I've seen this week, Cameron has definitely been trying to get close to Jag and Matt. And he's also trying to make sure that he's good with me, right? Because he sees us all as pretty decent competitors. So he wants to be good with whoever he thinks has a good chance of winning HOH. Corey says Cameron is smart, though, right? Just because he's getting close to those people right now doesn't necessarily mean that that's who he wants to work with or that he won't target those people. Corey says he might just be covering his ass with those guys just in case one of them wins. And Corey says, I don't think that Cameron would put up you, Mimi, or Suri because he just doesn't see you guys as like competitive threats. He's not saying you're not, but Cameron doesn't seem to see them as competitive threats. Also, Corey knows that Cameron has been saying he wants to put up Felicia and Mimi. Now, does Corey actually believe that that's what Cameron would do? That's another story. Felicia seems to think Cameron could be setting up for another big blindside, right? Saying he's going to do one thing and then doing something else. And Corey agrees. He says Cameron is a total wild card. Look what he did last time he was HOH, right? So Corey says, even if Cameron tells me who he plans to nominate, I can't trust that. We don't know that he would actually follow through. Okay. Corey says he thinks that most people are on the same page about targeting whichever zombie comes back in. He also knows that this is not true, but he's not going to tell Felicia, hey, Cameron wants to target you. So he's not saying that. Corey definitely wants to target whichever zombie comes back in, but he knows that that is not uniform, even with his own allies. But he says, of course, it would have to be a backdoor move, right? Because Jared or Cameron, they're both strong competitors. You don't want to risk them winning the veto. So they're trying to figure out who should the pawns be. You need 2 pawns if you're going to do a backdoor. He says Bowie is an easy option for a pawn, but who else? Who would be up next to Bowie? Felicia's like, well, I think maybe people will put up Suri. And Corey's like, no, people don't want to put up Suri. And Felicia's like, wait, really? She was pretty surprised to hear that. Corey says, yeah, Suri, she hasn't been up on the block yet, for real. And he says, everyone individually seems to think that they have a good relationship with Suri. He says, I don't see her going up on the block. And I have to say, Suri has masterfully worked her way back into everyone's good graces. Now that Izzy's gone, now that Jared is halfway out the door, Suri has been able to kind of like take more of a back seat this week, just talk to people on a personal level. She's been telling everybody pretty much, I won't put you up on the block if I win HOH. She's been doing a really good job this week. This is Suri at her best, right? She is doing her thing and it's working. People are not planning on putting her up on the block. They're not targeting her even, you know? So, Felicia's surprised to hear this because just a week ago, Jared and Suri were targets number 1 and 2. So Corey says it's going to be pretty complicated if Jared is the one to come back into the house. He says he would not feel great targeting Jared again right away. I think he'd feel okay about it. That's definitely a lie. But he says, on the other hand, if Cameron were to come back, which is what Corey wants, he would not have a problem targeting Cameron right away. He's a strong competitor. You know, he would have a very valid reason. I think he'd have a valid reason for both. But he says it would be a lot easier to just put Cameron right up on the block again. So then at one point, Felicia circles back and she's like, why do you think that people are keeping Suri around until the end? What's going on there? And Corey's like, I don't necessarily think that people want to bring her to the end, but she is obviously very good at this. You know, anytime someone has a conversation with Suri, they walk away from it feeling so good about her, feeling like they have her, she has them. She's got that Suri mist, right? Also, he says she hasn't really been very good in competition so far, so people don't feel threatened by her on that level. Corey says another thing, it doesn't seem like she has a group right now besides Jared and Blue, and like Jared might be going. So she does not seem like as much of a threat to people. Speaking of groups, Felicia feels like their Final Four with Mimi and America is solid. She feels good about it. She doesn't know yet that it's out in the open. Ooh, okay. So after this conversation, Corey checks in with America and he tells her all about his conversation with Felicia. He says, Felicia told me if she wins HOH, she would put up Bowie and another pawn, right? And this is what they want to hear. So America's like, yes, that's what Felicia told me as well. They feel good that the stories are matching up here. And Corey's like, this is great. Now we can go to Matt and Jag and tell them that we got Felicia off their asses, right? Because Matt and Jag are really worried if Felicia wins HOH, she's going to target them, which there's a really good chance that she will. She might want to go for Cameron first if Cameron is the one to stay, but she's definitely looking at Matt and Jag as targets. And Corey's like, of course, we didn't actually do anything to change Felicia's mind on this, but we can go ahead and take some of the credit for it. So Corey says another thing, Felicia is pissed that no one is targeting Cirie right now. Like, she's really annoyed by it. Yeah, we're going to see that come up again. So America says she's been telling Felicia that it's good for them to have Matt and Jag on their side for now, right? She's trying to smooth things over for Matt and Jag, make them less of a target in Felicia's eyes, because Corey and America do want to work with Matt and Jag for now, right? They don't want to go to the end with them necessarily because they know that Matt and Jag are very strong competitors and they are super close. So they would go to the final two together, but they do want to work with them for now. So they're trying to get that target off of them with Felicia. So Corey says, another thing, if Jared comes back in this house, if he comes back in this game, we need to get him out of here before Felicia, right? He needs to be target number one. But Corey is worried that Matt and Jag are not going to be on board with this. And America's like, no, I think they will. Girl, no. Matt and Jag definitely want to work with whichever zombie comes back in. They want to work with them. All right. So a little later, Blue and Cirie are chatting in the comics bedroom. And Blue's like, all right, just so you're aware, my target right now is Corey. It's not a surprise. That's for sure. Blue says, I've been planting seeds in Matt and Jag's heads about Corey, and I've been telling them that Corey is actively using them as swords and shields to do his dirty work for him. And Blue feels like she's really getting to Matt. I would agree. And she feels like she's starting to get to Jag as well. Not as sure on that one. But she says, I understand people's concerns about Felicia. I get why they want Felicia out. But Blue says, Felicia just does not need to leave right now. Honestly, I gotta agree with Blue here. It does not make sense to take out Felicia right now. Why is everyone so focused on her? There are such bigger threats than Felicia at this point, but people are just fixated on her. So Cirie agrees. Yeah, Corey is way more dangerous. And Blue says Corey is the biggest threat to my personal game right now. I need him out of here. So Blue says, in order for me, you, Matt, and Jag to go far in this game, Corey's going to have to go. So I guess I would assume that Cirie, Matt, and Jag are Blue's ideal final four if Jared's not there. Cirie says, I'd be willing to take the shot at Corey if I have that group's support, if I know that you guys are all going to back me up. So then Blue was talking about also pulling Bowie into that group as well. She's feeling really good about her. We'll see what happens. Bowie is going to work with whoever talks to her last. I feel like she is very quick to hop on board with people. We'll see what happens. But a little later, Blue talks to the cameras in the scary bedroom. She gives us an update on her game. And Blue says, I have a gut feeling that Jared's going to stay. She's been saying this all week. She's been saying script is going to script, blah, blah, blah. She feels like Jared is going to stay. I feel like she's manifesting that or trying to manifest that. Anyway, she says she feels more fired up right now than she ever has in this game before. And she says, even though there's been a lot of manipulation and lies, I think that I'm seeing more clearly what my path forward is. She says, with each move I make, I am doing it more confidently. She does say, though, that's not to say that I'm not still going to make mistakes. Okay, she's being realistic. She says, I need to be confident in my decisions and really think everything through. She does feel really good about where she stands with people right now. She doesn't think she's in any immediate danger, but she says, I do need to be careful at this point. I'm the only person who really has my back. And Blue says, of course, she really wants to win HOH. She feels like she's been due for that for weeks now. She's been close. She thinks that this is going to be her time. And she has been close in a lot of competitions. So it's, it's bound to happen at some point. But she says Corey is the biggest and only threat to my game right now. She says she's hoping that she can trust Jag, Matt, and Mimi since she's been sharing some information with them. I mean, Jag and Matt for now, for sure, right? Mimi, who knows? Mimi is like barely playing this game. So I don't know what the deal is with her. I don't see her like spilling things that Blue has told her right now, but I also don't see her actively working with Blue. I don't know. But Blue mentions she also put in a lot of work this week to deter people from targeting Cirie. And that's true. She has been really trying to get people off of the Cirie train. She acknowledges like I can't take credit for everything, right? It was not all me, but she did promise Jared. A lot of it was sorry, but she did promise Jared that if he leaves, she is going to protect Cirie to the best of her ability. I mean, that's her mother-in-law, right? She's got to work with her. But she is hoping that Jared will be staying, of course. So, in other news, Felicia went around to a few people last night, America, Matt, asking why people are not targeting Cirie anymore. She's deaf pissed about it. So she wants some answers. And people are telling her that Cirie's not a threat right now. She's not a big concern right now. She's been telling everybody that they're safe, blah, blah, blah. So there are bigger fish to fry at this point. But the Belgium Alliance, right? Corey, Matt, America, and Jag, plus Blue, plus Bowie, they were all discussing this last night, how Felicia was going around doing the most, asking why Cirie is not a target anymore. And in turn, the target on Felicia is growing, right? Matt and Jag, of course, super paranoid that Felicia is targeting them. And they're all agreeing, like, if Cirie does win HOH, we're going to spill to her that Felicia wants her out and she's trying to get people to target her. All right. But I feel like Cirie would have bigger targets to go after, right? I don't know. But anyway, don't fight. Late last night, Matt, Jag, and Blue had one of their strategy chats. They're always talking late at night, right? Always checking in. So they're talking about the plan for next week. Who is the target? Of course, this is expected. Blue says that Corey is her target. But she says, I'm not going to push that on you guys. I'm not going to make you do what I want if you win HOH. Blue says, I know that Felicia's been running her mouth, right? I know you guys are worried about her. But I personally, if I win HOH, I am targeting Corey because Corey is a threat to my game. And I need to follow my gut on this one. Now, Matt and Jag, they're worried if Felicia wins HOH, she's definitely going to take a shot at them and put them both up on the block. So Jag says, I think it's too early to go after Corey in America. Helen, it's too early. He says, I don't think they're going to take a shot at you yet. Down the road, yeah, they might. But for now, no. So Jag says, I think it's better for us to have Corey in America on our side right now. And he feels like they are on their side right now. So he also is like, they got bigger problems, right? They want to get out Jared or Cameron, whichever one stays. They're not going to be coming after us. So Matt says, if we do go ahead and just take out Felicia next, like the original plan, Matt says he's fine with Corey going after, right? He's like, let's have Cameron take the shot at Corey. But even that, Jag is like, I don't know. I don't know if we should do that, if we should let that happen, because even if it's not us doing it and we just let Cameron do that, we are probably going to lose America, the player, and possibly Mimi. I don't think Mimi cares about Corey leaving, but Jag says if Felicia goes, we stay in everybody's good graces, right? Everybody would be fine with that move except for maybe Mimi. But other than that, we still would have Corey in America. So Jag, even after all of Blue's farming and gardening, planting seeds, Jag is just like, no, we need Corey in America. We can't go for them right now. And I feel like Matt would not make the move against them if Jag was not on board with it. So it seems like out of that 3 right now, Blue is the only one that would want to go after Corey in America next week. But anyway, that was all last night. Today, we didn't really see anything on the feeds. Everybody got up super late for the most part, except for like Felicia, who was reading her Bible this morning. But everybody got up super late. And then not long after that, the feeds went down for rehearsals. And usually they come back after the HOH lockdown, but today they didn't. I guess they had more stuff that they had to iron out with the different format tonight. So feeds have been down pretty much all day. We haven't really seen any game. But tonight is the night. Jared or Cameron are leaving. Is leaving. Jared or Cameron is leaving. So I'm hoping we'll get to see tonight's, the next HOH competition on tonight's episode. I have no idea what to expect. I don't know what they're going to be showing tonight besides the comp. I guess some of this BS with all the Jag, Matt, Corey, America drama, Cameron, whatever. So we'll see what happens, but I really do hope we get to see HOH. I want to thank all of our super chatters today because you guys are amazing as always. Okay. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Jefferson says, we are finally alive again. And in 3, 2, 1. It really does feel like this was some sort of a weird bye week. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the game was still happening, but not really. Like, it was just weird. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. I feel like it just really stifled gameplay. But we're back. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody says, Jared must go. I hope they do HOH tonight. Right? We need to see this HOH. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much. Love that kitty cat. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Benjamin says, which HOH reigns is Felicia most in danger this week? Okay. I'm having PTSD from a couple weeks ago when I thought Felicia wasn't making jury. I know. Oh my God. I don't want Felicia to go. And that was so crazy. It seems so certain that she was leaving last time. And then that flip for Izzy to go. Wild. But okay, to answer your question, which HOH reigns would have Felicia most in danger this week? I guess Cameron, right? Because Cameron is definitely going hard for Felicia. I guess Matt and Jag at this point, because it seems like they would not make the move against Corey in America. I think those are the biggest threats for Felicia at this point. Unfortunately for her, that's a lot of the strong competitors, right? I mean, even Corey in America might be going for Felicia. I mean, Corey, no. He'd probably put Felicia up on the block, but his target would be whichever zombie comes back. America would probably also put Felicia on the block. Her target would be, if Jared comes back, she would probably target Jared. If Cameron comes back, she would probably target Felicia. So Felicia could be in a lot of trouble this week. But again, a lot depends on who comes back and who wins HOH. Esther Rodriguez, thank you so much for the super chat. Esther asks, would like Suri out and Jared to stay out. Which alliance do you think is actually legit? Can't keep track. That's a good question. I mean, I feel like we have a lot of really strong pairs right now, right? Matt and Jag, legit. Corey and America, legit. I do think that Matt and Jag are pretty legit with Blue. They also have that thing going with Cameron. I think they would pick Blue over Cameron at this point. Yeah. So a lot of the pairs. Also, of course, Mimi and Felicia, super tight. I think that Mimi still, though, is always like thrown off by Felicia's gameplay. But what else is she going to do? She hasn't really built that many other connections. Who else am I missing here? I mean, a lot of the bigger alliances have been torn up at this point, right? So I don't think that Corey, America, Matt, and Jag are going to last very long. I mean, you never know, but I don't think that's going to last very long. I think maybe they'll stick together for this week, and then they're probably going to be looking at each other as targets. But thank you again, Esther. Holly Roosh, thank you so much. Oh, Can I get a famous Madrosed B-Day shout out, please? Is it your birthday? Happy birthday. We hope you have the best day, week, month, year, lifetime of birthday happiness. Aw. And how fun that tonight one of the zombies is going on your birthday. Yay. Um, Dawn MH302, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes. I love, is that a fox? That's so cute. Oh, okay. Oh, and Divine Inspirations, thank you so much for the super chat. Divine Inspiration says, thanks to you and your mom. Appreciate your smiles. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'm so freaking tired right now. These animals, I love them, but they have a very weird eating schedule. And I am a night owl, so I stay up really late, and then they have me up really early, and I'm just exhausted. And there's been a lot of running back and forth. I'm just very tired, but I'm glad that we can still have fun. So thank you all so much for being here. We will be back tonight for the episode recap. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. So thank you for watching. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Bye.